Dongguan, once known as the workshop of the world, was a shining symbol of the Chinese economy, a place where goods were made and shipped across the globe. This city has seen some incredible ups and downs in its history. In recent years, however, Dongguan has faced more than its share of challenges, with many factories closing or relocating, pushing the local economy into a difficult period. But now, something new is stirring in the city. Over the past 2 months, Dongguan has witnessed a surprising revival, a bold transformation as the city places a big bet on its night economy. Dance halls, nightclubs, bars, KTVs, and even official night markets are springing up like mushrooms, breathing new life into a city that had been stuck in the doldrums. After years of struggling through economic crises, the local government is hoping the night economy will bring about a spectacular comeback. Dongguan is coming back stronger than ever. The city is pulling out all the stops to revive its nightlife, with its once familiar vibrant entertainment scene slowly re-emerging. Since a major crackdown in 2014, Dongguan's economy had suffered a massive shock. But now, the city is fast-tracking permits for bars, performances, and all other forms of entertainment, opening the door to a promising new era. This is Dongguan's grand comeback, one that promises to return the city to its golden age. This revival has been a decade in the waiting. With many unemployed women flocking to Dongguan hoping to start their own businesses, this shift in focus is creating powerful momentum. Dongguan is becoming an attractive destination where people can seek new opportunities. All across the streets of Dongguan, bars and nightclubs are being renovated and reopened, offering a bright prospect for the city's economy. Could this be the sign that Dongguan's economy is about to take off once again? This transformation began on July 14th, when the Dongguan government issued a new policy to boost the service industry. The plan focuses on stimulating nighttime consumption by streamlining the licensing process for entertainment performances at venues like bars and KTVs. Many see this as the most significant policy change in Dongguan in the last decade. Although the government didn't directly mention the special entertainment industry, Dongguan's reputation for those services in the past is legendary. In its heyday, alongside manufacturing, this special industry was a crucial part of the local economy. Back then, international visitors from Hong Kong, besides knowing about Beijing, were very familiar with Dongguan.
Why?
Because Dongguan offered services that went beyond their wildest imaginations. It's no exaggeration to say that most people can't picture what Dongguan was like back then, a true service goldmine. However, it all came to an end in 2014, when the government launched a massive crackdown on the industry under the banner of wiping out vice and organized crime. Overnight, KTVs and hotels were shut down. Over 2,000 entertainment venues were sealed, and the industry shrank dramatically. Many once famous places, like the 5-star Prince Hotel, fell into ruin, overgrown with weeds. Yet, its tall pillars and faded signs still tell the stories of its past. Now, Dongguan has reopened its nightlife venues and is stirring up excitement. Bars and nightclubs are being renovated and are opening their doors once again. Some even believe the city that has been dormant for over a decade has finally woken up. Dongguan is trying to revive its economy by aggressively developing its nightlife, hoping to reclaim its former glory as a city that never sleeps. However, is this approach really sustainable and capable of bringing long-term prosperity, or is it just a temporary fix amid China's broader economic struggles? Do you believe in Dongguan's spectacular comeback through its night economy? Share your thoughts in the comments. But not everyone is convinced by this plan. Some point out the challenges. Opening up is one thing, but what's the point if nobody has money to spend? The factories are gone. The Taiwanese-funded and founded businesses have left. The businesses that used to support Dongguan's economy are no longer here, so what good will it do? Other comments read, "No orders, no factories, no jobs, and no money. How can you hire workers? They're still charging fees to enter villages, collecting every last penny in taxes. Who wants to spend money in the future?" The legend from back then can't be recreated. It's gone. The times are different now. So how can it come back? Do you think that 820,000 yen a night was spent by delivery guys or cab drivers? Wake up. It was foreign businesses with billion-dollar orders. It was high-ranking, corrupt officials who pocketed tens of billions. As the commentators pointed out, by 2025, China's economy is facing a complete collapse. The Chinese government can't hold on any longer, and Dongguan has once again become a testing ground, attempting to revive the consumer market by opening up the night economy. However, Dongguan is not what it used to be. The city's manufacturing industry has crumbled. Capital has fled, and the big spenders left long ago. Furthermore, with young people increasingly focused on consumption downgrading, even lifting the ban on the entertainment industry will likely only stimulate the low-end, cheap consumer market. Relying on the entertainment market to save the economy is nothing short of a pipe dream. In Dongguan, the entertainment venues, bars, hotels, these places are reopening. Do you remember that brutal crackdown back then? Dongguan was practically wiped out. They arrested so many women in one night, and Hong Kong tourists were carted away on buses. They shut everything down, so why open it back up? Now, the policy is to encourage everyone to spend, telling you to go out to a bar or enjoy a hotel. Dongguan was once a major industrial hub in the Pearl River Delta and was known worldwide as the workshop of the world. But times have changed. Today, the city is facing an unprecedented downturn in its manufacturing sector. A wave of factory closures has left the economy stagnant, casting a dark shadow over the city. With the number of factory closures far exceeding the number of new openings, dealer warehouses are overflowing with equipment they can't sell, forcing them to treat it as scrap metal. A lot of factories are closing. The number has been increasing since August. Take a look around. Our machinery is piled up in the aisle, completely filling the space. The factories that are still around are struggling to stay afloat, dealing with a lack of orders, thin profit margins, a bleak market, and low investment interest. Everyone is just trying to hang on. Nobody's doing well right now. It seems like there are almost no orders, and the few we get aren't profitable. If we don't take them, we lose money. No matter how new or advanced the equipment is, unless it's absolutely necessary, nobody wants to invest. There's high-end machinery, CNC machines, and lathes. Some have been here for months, and some are brand new, never even used. The whole shop is full, and there's not a single person working. How is this market supposed to survive? Some local sources have revealed that about 70 to 80% of manufacturing plants in Dongguan and Shenzhen are currently operating at a loss. Those that break even are considered strong companies. Factories are lining up to close, and new ones are almost non-existent. As a result, the old equipment collected from these factories is piling up and eventually becomes scrap. While Shenzhen is known as the electronics capital, Dongguan earned the title of Global Electronics Manufacturing Factory. For example, Dongguan played a crucial role in global smartphone assembly, component production, and the supply chain. The city is home to numerous factories including Foxconn, Luxshare Precision, and Flextronics, which serve brands like Apple, Samsung, Huawei, Oppo, and Vivo. Between 2015 and 2016, the global smartphone market peaked with annual shipments reaching about 1.5 billion units, with China contributing 80 to 90%. The Pearl River Delta had the largest market share, and Dongguan accounted for about 30 to 40% of the region's smartphone production capacity, producing around 250 to 400 million units a year. But since 2016, global smartphone output has declined, and the industry and capital have been flowing out of the country. Dongguan's smartphone production capacity has only shrunk year after year. In 2022, the city's output dropped to below 200 million units, less than half of its peak, signaling the end of the workshop of the world era. Dongguan's economy has long been heavily dependent on foreign trade, with an export dependency rate that once hit 82.5%. The uncertainty of U.S. tariffs and the China-U.S. trade war in 2025 dealt another blow to Dongguan's export-oriented businesses. Behind these numbers are the real stories of countless businesses shutting down. In 2023, around 3,500 companies closed or relocated across industries like furniture, clothing, electronics, and textiles. The wave of closures continued into 2025. On June 25, Celestica subsidiary, Celestica Dongguan SSL Technology Limited, announced its closure. I've been in Chang'an for over 20 years, and this is the first time I've witnessed such a disaster. Shops are closing in droves. This has never happened before. Even during the pandemic, we didn't see this. This is Chongqing Road, probably the busiest street in Dongguan. And here, Many shops are closing down. Dongguan's prosperity is gone, and it's not coming back. The wave of factory closures has led to serious social problems. Many business owners have fled or disappeared, and workers are unable to get their wages, forcing them to take to the streets to fight for their rights. Many others have been forced to return to their hometowns early or stay in Dongguan to face unemployment. There have been numerous reports of unemployed people sleeping on the streets. In May 2024, a video showed a group of young workers, unable to pay rent due to unemployment, who were forced to sleep in abandoned concrete sewer pipes on the outskirts of the city. In a vacant area of Chang'an, large concrete pipes have been turned into makeshift dormitories. During the day, these unemployed people ride shared bikes to find odd jobs, and at night, they collect discarded bottles to make a living. These scenes are reminiscent of the Great Depression, yet they are happening today in the manufacturing heart of the Pearl River Delta. Facing severe challenges in its manufacturing sector and an economic downturn, the Dongguan government is trying to stimulate the city's growth by developing the night economy. However, many analysts believe it will be difficult for Dongguan to recapture its former glory. On one hand, the rise of influencer-led trends has inflated the appearance of nighttime consumption. On the other hand, economic hardship has made people unwilling and unable to spend. With these two factors combined, Dongguan's attempt at a revival through its night economy might just be another case of government wishful thinking. Recently, the owner of a KTV in Dongguan shared the real situation of the nightlife industry. Dongguan is trying to revive nighttime consumption with bars and karaoke rooms, claiming the economy is going to take off. What a joke! Today, I'll show you the real state of Dongguan's karaoke rooms and bars. This is one of our latest projects, and all the sofas and coffee tables were specially designed by our company. For the past 2 years, Dongguan's nightlife hit rock bottom. Karaoke rooms and bars have had a very hard time staying open. They've sped up the approvals, but it's really not giving the night economy the boost it needs. Do you think the good times for your singers will return? It's worth noting that against the backdrop of consumption downgrading and rising youth unemployment, night economies in other cities across China have been struggling. Alcohol bans and other actions have made the situation worse month by month. Recently, a 100-day crackdown led to a 60% collapse of the nightlife industry. During the recovery, the former nightlife tycoon, Guomel, weathered the storm, renting out half its space for short-term use. Even the short-term rental idea didn't work out, and now it has been turned into another business. The former high-end business tycoon, Wei Gang, used to have over 300 customers a day. Now it's down to 200, and a third of those are no-shows. That's because Chengdu is about to host the City Games. You can imagine what the last 2 decades will be like. Bars and karaoke rooms will be hit even harder. Before, we had alcohol bans, and now Chengdu is cracking down again. You know, when we run a karaoke room, if we have 10 months of business in a year, we're doing well, right? It's tough. The Chinese Communist Party's policies are often inconsistent and contradictory, changing frequently. Dongguan's focus on the night economy might just be another short-lived trend that lacks any solid support and is likely to end in failure.